All right, everyone. The cat is singing her "I Am Lonely and I Want Petting" song at the moment outside my door, so you might get a little bit of that. It happens frequently. She's an older cat. She's literally got cat Alzheimer's, so it's constant, actually. Jim Acosta, we got to talk about him undeservedly because he's really not noteworthy. He's just a CNN correspondent like any other. Just another one of the multi-million-dollar hacks of the legacy media with no actual talent of his own. He gets flipped off and told he's fake news wherever he goes, and he feels that this is an attack on the press. Like, somehow, it prevents him from doing his job that people don't just fucking eat his shit all day and love everything that he says. The fact that they challenge him, oh my god, he feels intimidated by some 75-year-old woman who says, "You are fake news" at a rally. He's shaking in his boots. He's about to get assaulted by grandma with her walker or her cane or whatever. Terrible time. This is a true story. That's how he actually... He's self-righteous, pompous jackass, basically. But here we've got to say something, which is that this press conference, in the wake, I think, of, what was it, Sessions resigning, or was it just the midterm results at the time? Because, yeah, Jeff Sessions is out. Acting AG, by the way, is a total Chad. It's very funny. Michael Whitaker, I believe his name is. He basically apparently likes weightlifting, things like that. Now, a little bit different from Jeff Sessions. I'm glad Sessions is gone, by the way. I don't care about the Mueller stuff. It's because he's a drug warrior. But Acosta put his hand out at one point. He was asking Trump his question. Trump answers, then says, okay, pass the mic on. He refused. He continued to question Trump. And Trump's like, okay, you're done. Sit down. Next person. He still refused. So a White House staffer, a young female, reaches over to try to grab the microphone. He pulls it up and puts his other hand out to prevent her from doing that. Some people are hyperbolically insinuating that this is a form of assault. That's not true. Jim Acosta did not assault anybody. Putting your hand out to prevent someone from snatching something from your other hand is not a form of assault. If anything, if touching another person in and of itself is assault, then the staffer, I guess, assaulted him. And I understand why people are saying that. It's a half joke. Because if this were a Democratic administration, if it were the Obama admin and a Republican reporter from Fox or Breitbart or something, or Drudge, were to do the same thing, their heads would roll. They would definitely brigade that website, and they'd be protesting outside their offices, and they'd demand the person get fired. And they'd deplatform them almost certainly successfully. But this is not assault. I refuse to join in the assault train here. It's not actually true. But shoe on the other foot, by the way, in the wake of that today. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, White House press secretary, she shared out a video of this incident, and it's zoomed in slightly and slowed down. Now, it appears to have come from InfoWars. Possibly. They're not sure because it could have come from someone who got it from InfoWars. They're not sure. She shares this out. And everyone's like, oh, the White House is sharing out doctored footage. This isn't real. It's like, it's zoomed in and slowed down. Every single one of your lamestream fucking media firms at some point or another has aired a story where they've done this. That is not doctoring. It's not misrepresenting the fundamental content of the video. It's simply focusing on the important element of that video and slowing it down so people can get a better idea of what happened. That's not film doctoring. Film doctoring, as I pointed out earlier, would be adding a bunch of sound effects. You have a lightsaber duel edited in. You have, a bunch of people in the background hooting and hollering from a basketball game. You've superimposed on it. You finish him, or putting that sort of stuff in. The Batman pow sound effect. The one from the old 60s Batman. By the way, the best Batman. The only one that I've ever really given a fuck about, by the way. That, or maybe, the one that was voiced by Mark Hamill, where he was the Joker. Yeah, the animated cartoon. Okay, that was really good. That was pretty good back in the day. That's because he does really good voice acting. But Jim Acosta did not assault the staffer. That's stupid. Putting your hand out, pushing someone's arm away gently. That's not a form of assault in any way, in any meaningful way, shape, or form. Unless you're putting their hand in a very obvious location, not a form of assault. It would be funnier if Jim Acosta had done that. He's like, hey, let me cop a feel here while this staffer happens to be 6 inches away from my face. This is going to be funny. And I'm going to get away with it because I work for fucking CNN. But for CNN and all these groups to then attack the White House and claim that this is a doctored film trip, no, you know what it is? The reason why they're upset is because it appears to have come from InfoWars, and they've tried to prevent people from knowing InfoWars exists by getting all of their corporate multinational buddies to kick them off of the visible internet. That's why they're upset. They're not actually upset about the specific variant of this clip being shared out. They're shooting the messenger because they don't like the source. That's why InfoWars earlier was briefly trending low on Twitter, because they were mentioning it. Oh my God, it's deplorable for them to share something from evil conspiracy theory website InfoWars. You know, because we've kicked them off every other part of the internet, so people aren't supposed to know it exists. Oh my God, it's terrible. It'd be like if Trump made a Gab account. Oh God, he's got an account on this evil neo-Nazi site. I'm sure that they would actually say that. And it'd be funny, because then his account would be a public platform and it would be immune from censorship. The site would no longer be able to be deplatformed. By the way, has Trump thought about this special power he has? Where anywhere he goes, according to legal precedent, his account, if he's running it personally, is part of public record, right? If he makes a Gab account, makes one fucking Gab on there, Gab becomes invulnerable. If he makes a BitChute video or a YouTube video or something, it makes it harder for these sites to justify being able to deplatform anyone who's an American citizen because they have an intrinsic equal protection under the law and equal access to that public platform. Therefore, they would need to be able to have an account. Unless they're a felon or something like that, and then or a lunatic. It's very, very funny. He hasn't even understood this. We should try to get Trump to make accounts on all these sites and cross-shitpost everything. Everything he puts on Twitter should be auto-shared to Gab. And then the White House should have videos on YouTube, and they should be auto-shared to BitChute. By the way, the government is intrinsically favoring one private service over another without a contractual agreement when it decides to actually stream or put material on these sites and not on their competitors' sites, which is also technically illegal. It's very funny how people haven't thought to take up these legal cases in order to stop censorship. But yeah, Jim Acosta didn't assault the staffer. I understand the joke, though. The joke is that if it were a right-wing person doing it to a Democratic staffer, and there was a clip, and this was shared out, of Obama ejecting a reporter from the White House, because Acosta's had his press pass rescinded, and they're acting like it's an attack upon the First Amendment. It's not. That's an at-will press corps. CNN's going to be able to load another person there. How the fuck does this violate Jim Acosta's First Amendment rights? It's not Trump saying you can't report on the White House. It's just saying, hey, you're not going to be afforded the security arrangement required to actually physically be there questioning me or Sanders. CNN will have to choose someone else because I'm done dealing with you. Obama had ejected, I think, a Fox News reporter years and years ago during his presidency, and the rest of the press corps cheered because that person was basically doing the same thing, being brutish, not giving up the mic, interrupting other people, and making a fucking mockery of what's supposed to be a so-called journalistic pool that's reporting upon the modern political situation with direct access to the president and his immediate staff. That's what the fucking press corps is for. That's what it's for. If you are sitting there and you are continuously harassing the person speaking and preventing others from asking pertinent questions with a bunch of hyperbolic tripe, you should be ejected. I'm glad Acosta's gone. It doesn't violate his First Amendment rights in any way, shape, or form. He can speak, he can write articles, he can impotently whine all day on Twitter. Fuck him. That's about all. Peace out.